It's Tim with FightHype.com here with Deleon, the new trainer of Edgar Berlanga. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Great. So first off, could you kind of tell us how did your relationship with Edgar kind of start off? Because I know this is your first fight with him, but before he was with Andre Rodgers.
Well, Edgar, I had a good friend of mine named Jacqueline, which is Edgar Berlanga, mom, good friends. They grew up together in Puerto Rico, and around 4 years ago, around there, she was mentioned to me because I was developing that time. Alberto Machado, who was a former super featherweight, champ, and Angulo Costa, and some other fighters. And since I know her for many years, so she mentioned me that she's like Edgar Berlanga aunt, and that's what really opened the door. So when I came to fight Carlos Puri Caraballo on October 30 here in the Madison Square Garden when he fought Sultan, Edgar, show up at the press conference, and I approached him to let him know who I am and who want me to really have a great relationship. And that's really why I started everything, because when I introduced myself, Edgar came from the surgery. So I have on my team Deleon, we had a great group of people, and I have a doctor and a sport medicine doctor, Dr. Ramon Negron, best known in Puerto Rico as Quique. I have a physiotherapy guy, who worked with me as a professor his name is Enrico Encarnacion. He's a professor of the UP, the University of Puerto Rico, in Ponce. So, and I have a group of people, and I told them if he need the doctor and he need the professor Enrico, he's welcome to come to Puerto Rico and I introduced them. They could work with him and help him, whatever he needs, because he's a Puerto Rican and it's a young kid that I would like to, every young kid have success in boxing as well. My brother had, in the 80s, and that's really, so encourage him. And then, I got my co-manager, Willie Silvestri, so he's good friend with his father since they grew up together in La Perla, in San Juan, and they start talking, and Willie told the way that I just work with my guys, and when they came to Puerto Rico, we did a physical test on him, and we found out that he needs some help, doing the weight trainings and stuff like that, and he agreed. So he went back to New York, and he went to Las Vegas for training, getting ready for the last fight. And like a week before the fight, so Andre, his father, called me with Andre Rodgers, and unexpected Andre Rodgers really talked to me at that point. I thought it was his father, and when I picked up the phone, it was Andre. Hey, my brother, how you doing, my hermano, in Spanish, and I know Andre for many years. I recognize his voice. Hey, Andre, how you doing, my brother? ¿Cómo estamos? So we talk, and he said, hey, Juan, I like what you did with Edgar. I would like to, Edgar, train in Puerto Rico. It's going to be a good thing. So I would like to help me with him in Puerto Rico, and you start with him, and then you do what you got to do with the staff of Team Deleon, and then, so I will be there with you like 1 or 2 weeks after. You got everything set up, we're going to put everything together, and I want you to be part of the team and help me. So I agree with them. I said, hey, listen, I'm more than welcome to if you come to Puerto Rico and work with the staff of Team Deleon.
And this was for this fight, right?
This was for this fight, exactly. And then on the 1st of April, so his father called me. Hey, Juan, I'm going to Puerto Rico on the 3rd. No, on the 2nd. I said, okay, you know what? Can you do me a favor? I'm gonna call Dr. Negron, and I'm gonna send you a order to do the blood work to see, where his are, So, and I would like to bring for me the other one that you did to compare, where, we need to increase or where we got to, lower to make him get the best shape of his life. So and they did that, you know. So when they came to Puerto Rico, they came ready, you know. So we had a meeting with Enrico Encarnacion in his office in Ponce, with Dr. Negron, with Willie Silvestri, myself. And when we showed them and we see all the results, Dr. Negron read everything. So we found out he got a lot of things that we need to make sure, you know, so he got it fixed before, you know, he goes
A lot of physical ailments.
Exactly. So we did another physical test with Enrico Encarnacion, which is his.
Could you kind of elaborate on what was like some of the physical ailments that were bothering Edgar?
Yes, that's what we was looking for, because I mean, I could do exercise, he could do exercise, I could do anything, but if we were in the blood or in the blood work, it would give us more information, you know. So and that information we had from there, we found out he was hydrated. I mean, he was dehydrated. He was dehydrated. He was lowering some other stuff that we need to improve, and some other stuff was too high that we need to drop it. And the only way we could do it was organize his meals, organize his drink, how he got to drink water. So went to give different type of vegetables to bring the minerals, to bring the vitamins and all the stuff that we need to bring him, because we work more with the food. And then the rest is about weight training and all the stuff. You know, I do that because I do the running, I do running, I do weight trainings, and I do boxing.
But since it seems like your relationship with Andre Rodgers is great, your relationship with Edgar is great, because I know that Andre isn't working with Berlanga for this fight. I'm not sure if he's going to be working with him in the future. So could you kind of tell us, like, you know, what kind of went wrong in their relationship, or you're not really too sure?
Listen, I can say it's not that I'm not sure, but at the same time, you know, it's not my job. Andre's my friend. When I talk to Berlangas, honest with you, I'll be gonna be honest with you. I was watching Berlanga fight. I'm honest with you. I'm not gonna lie. I told them too. So when they say that I want to be part of the team, what I did, I make a good search. I went to Wikipedia and I found how many fights Edgar did in the amateur, what tournament he won, when he turned pro, how many fights he had, what he did in the first 60 fights, what he did in the last 3 fights, and I found all of that. Me and Andre, we got a great relationship. You know, he was the one who pushed that I could be with him and the team. So some things happened between him and I said, if anything happened, because I don't know. So he welcome to the team. So, but I'm not the one who make the decisions. Who make the decision is Edgar's father and Edgar.
So pretty much you're saying that Andre is welcome to the team.
Hell yeah.
But at the moment they're not working with Andre Rodgers.
Well, in this moment, I'm the head coach right now by what Edgar told me. Edgar Senior told me. But from day one, I thought the way that when I talk to them, when they call me, before they're gonna come to Puerto Rico to enjoy, to enroll the staff of Team Deleon. So everything was that Mr. Andre Rodgers is gonna be with me in Puerto Rico. Things happen. I can say it, you know, because I have to respect Andre and I have to respect Edgar Senior and I have to respect the most of them is Edgar, because I don't work for Edgar Senior, I don't work for Andre Rodgers, I don't work for Dr. Negron, I don't work even for Juan Deleon. I'm working for Edgar Jr. And doing this one for Edgar Jr., I do the best that I need to do and bring the best people around him to get the best of Edgar. That's my job as a trainer.
Gotcha.
I'm not a trainer. I don't consider myself a trainer. I consider myself a teacher because I'm teaching everybody's around because by my experience that I have. But things like that, it gotta be between Andre Rodgers and Edgar Senior, who's gonna make it the last decision is Edgar Jr. So whatever they have to work it out is on them. My job is to make sure Edgar present himself in the best shape on June 11th. The rest, if they could fix it later, but more than welcome. I know Andre. I know what caliber person is Andre. First a person, then trainer, coach, a master trainer, whatever. But Andre Rodgers and I, we're good friends. We're good friends. We know from the amateur when I have Baby Joe Macy. I used to train Baby Joe Macy, so and we did so many things together. So my respect for Andre. But at this point, my concentration is to make sure Edgar come with a W and look good, and then I know Andre and his father, they can work it out, and more than work on, Andre will be there with us.
So,
but
speaking of looking good, how do you think Edgar has been looking his last few fights when he hasn't been getting the knockout?
Listen, I don't want to judge nobody and how Edgar look. There's a lot of people criticize Edgar. I believe Edgar look good, but not great. I believe that 3 fights give a lot of experience because he got rounds. I believe Edgar probably maybe was a little confused because at the beginning of the career, you know, the promoter know what they're doing. They bring fighters that I know you're gonna knock him out, but you have to prepare yourself and the gym to be ready to fight 10 rounds, whatever the schedule of your fight is. So the point here is that Edgar was knocking out those guys, but those guys, you know, was the top level guys. You know, I'm honest with you. So, but he did something. He knocked him out 16 guy, but he knocked him out legitimate, you know, with a good punch because he's a powerful guy.
So let me ask you this. You said that, so pretty much you're saying like the first 16 guys, yeah, he got the knockout. Those guys weren't really at the top level. Would you say that those 16 first round knockouts were probably a detriment to his overall development? It may have, you know, maybe slowed him down because he got so much star power now.
Exactly, and you know, those 16 knockout was great. He did something that no many people did. You know, he got a record in that now, so which is good. But I believe those knockout, it was great for him. Don't take me. I don't want to put down his great history. You know what I mean? So, but those sometimes those fight don't let him grow up like the way he. Not like the way he grew up, the way, you know, to get to the distance. And probably maybe by when they put him with the Argentina kid, they had a lot of experience, and he's a boxer, and he could move. So Edgar feel a little uncomfortable. I don't know what was the plan or the strategy to work in the ring with this guy. But this guy got experience. He went with Joe Sander, distance, you know, so exactly, you know, with other guys too. So, but now, since watching him in the amateur fight, because I just checked, and I told Edgar, man, you got everything, man. You could powerful, you could box, you could do so many things. So don't rely only on knock 'em out people now, because you're gonna face guys now in the next level where they're gonna take your punch. If you train hard, some of them train harder than you because they know that you could punch. So just go and keep working little by little, and every time you're gonna fight somebody, work round by round and win round by round. And if you got opportunity to knock him out, don't go for the knockout, but prepare the knockout. That's the way I'm teaching him and work with him.
In your opinion, how far do you think Edgar is from fighting for a world title, and how far do you think he is from fighting guys like Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez?
Listen, Edgar got the potential. One of the things he had that nobody could take away from him is the power. Another thing, he's a smart kid. He got an IQ inside the ring. He showed me that. So, because he wasn't knocking out the guy, people think he this and that. So Edgar, I believe, if top rank, they know what they're doing. They the best in the business. So they know what they're doing. They know what he needs. So I'm told Edgar, you know, father, he's a young kid. He's only 25 years old. So some other people like Canelo, he started boxing when he was 15.
Well, he turned pro when he was 15.
15, so the difference between 15 to turn pro when you was 19 is 4 years. 4 years that he grew up little by little. So when we talk about Benavidez grew up in an area with a lot of his father, his brother box, and he's a young kid and he got talent too. So and he developed nice. So some people develop faster than others. I believe if they take Edgar nice and easy for the next 2-3 more fights, nice and easy, I think he could become a world champion. And let me tell you something, he could become world champion not only in one division. He could become champion on 168, 75, and cruiserweight. And who knows, because he got the height. My brother was only 5'11", and he become a cruiserweight champion, Carlos Sugar Deleon. So and he don't have the power that Edgar has. So and even Roy Jones from 75. I believe Edgar, if they develop nice and easy and people enjoy their role with Edgar, especially the Puerto Rican people, because the Puerto Rican, they are real tough. So when we win in Puerto Rico, everybody's happy. When we lose, they forget about all the wins you have, and they start to criticize for what they do. Another thing, Edgar is a kid. A lot of the young fighters, you know, he's in on the social media. You know what I mean? And that, by Edgar putting a lot of stuff, people want him fight faster, sooner, because he working in that. As well, you see what they're doing with the other fighters. I don't want to mention names, but you know, so I believe the next 2-3 more fights with Edgar, and if he apply what I'm telling him, I think he will be ready to fight for the championship the next 3-4 fights. But nice and easy. No rush. He's a baby, good looking, people follow him, he could punch, and he got the best company behind him. His father know what they're doing. Between his father and Keith, they know what they're doing with Edgar. Now he got to, you know, being part of the team, have my start working with him. He found out that he's got in good shape, he feel good. Let's see how he performed on Saturday, and then from there we take over to see what's the next step.